In this module, we're going to be going through types of faucets. And the objective of this section, it describes compression and non-compression faucets, describe kitchen and bathroom fixture faucets, and also utility faucets. There will be a performance tasks that need to be done, basically identifying the different types of faucets. So we're going to be looking at holding on to, opening up, taking apart faucets and see how it's constructed and the different parts of a faucet. Of course, we know there's many different types of faucet, but this is what we call a compression faucet. Control the flow of water by compressing the seat washer. This is really old technology, and we don't see these faucets that much. In commercial applications, we do. In residential, you don't see too many compression. In old houses, this was the way faucets would put together, and the way they stop the water from continuing leaking from the faucet itself. So compression faucets control the flow of water by compressing a seat washer between the valve disc and the valve seat. And I'll post a video to show you the difference in these types of faucets. And it's really important to understand that if you're going to repair a faucet, this is the other part of plumbing. Construction is one thing, but repair is another branch of plumbing, where you would take apart fixtures and put it back together to repair problems such as leaks. And this blow up diagram, you can see all the different parts, part of a faucet. And you will learn the basics of how to take it apart and put it back together and to make certain repairs. Now, usually a compression faucet, it has a valve stem. And that valve stem, at the very end of it, inside of the body of the faucet, is a rubber washer. And that rubber washer actually gets compressed on the seat. That seat is usually a soft metal like brass, and so that rubber actually make a compression fitting to stop the water. The problem is when that rubber washer wears out, that's when the sinks start to drip. And the longer you let it go, the more it will drip until it's a steady stream. After years of wear, the metal seat can wear out, and sometimes that need to be replaced. And having the right tools to be able to remove that seat and replace that washer become important. So this compression, basically, when you turn the knob, it will basically get tighter and tighter on that seat till it stops. So you just turn it until you actually stop the sink from dripping. So on the left side is two valve, one for hot water on the left, cold water on the right, and it will basically, again, seat against a washer. Now, this is a single handle faucet, and it does use a different type of technology, but it has a ball that will rotate inside of it that has an orifice that allows water to flow through it, and as you turn it, it actually gets tight to stop the water flow. Again, you can see the parts of a faucet. This is actually the drain, and this is not the faucet itself, but this is the waste, and you can see the parts that is part of it. And so this is the what do you call a tail piece, and it has a gasket, rubber gasket here. There's a washer, plastic or sometimes paper washer, so you'd be able to tighten this nut up against that washer. If there wasn't this plastic, soft, very slick or cardboard, this washer would not it'll start biting into the this rubber gasket and keep you from tightening it all the way. With something really slick on it, this either plastic or paper washer here, it will allow you to tighten up this nut to keep it from leaking. So this part sits above the bowl, and this fits underneath the bowl. And this tail piece will go to your P-trap. And this is just a mechanism part of this this tail piece that allow you to raise or lower this stopper here. Now, you can see this is the washer, this is the stem. They're usually some type of packing nut to put tension on it to keep water from leaking past the stem. And again, it's usually when you put things together, it's an exploded view so you can see all the different parts and how each part fits in order. If you put it in incorrectly, it may not work, or it would definitely leak. And if you follow the sequence, it starts this way, this underneath a sink, underneath a bowl, and it goes this direction. And if you follow this line, these parts actually fits through here. These parts would fit through here. So that stem needs all these components on it to make it work. In some cases, it may be more practical to install a self-closing compression faucet to conserve water. Now, non-compression faucets use a cartridge, and this cartridge is designed to allow water to flow and not flow, and it usually only takes maybe half a turn of that knob compared to the compression. What we just saw, the other valves would take multiple turns. In other words, maybe one full turn or two turns to actually fully open it to get the full flow. And as you close it, it tightens up and stops the flow. These non-compression faucets are designed to either open or close it, and it doesn't take a lot of motion, so it's a lot less wear and tear on the inner parts of this type of valve. This is probably the most common type you're going to find for residential these days. Now, this is a single control. Basically, instead of having two separate knobs, there's only one knob, and based on the position, you move that knob, you either get more warm water or less warm water based on the position of it. You turn in one direction, it will allow all hot water. Turn in the opposite direction, all cold water. Somewhere between those, it would be the varying the temperature of the water by regulating the amount of hot water that is flowing to the valve. Now, this particular one is for showers, and it's a cylinder inside of it. And they make the same thing, the cylinder for certain faucets, also for sinks. And the cartridge, what's nice about it, you could just replace the whole cartridge pretty quickly compared to rebuilding a faucet with all those parts you see. And so all the parts is connected to this cartridge, but it's just easier to work with. So rotating cylinder faucets are also called cartridge faucets, also control both the water temperature and the rate of the water flow. And that's nice for showers, because now for a shower, you can set it for a maximum temperature so you don't overheat. And it actually try to maintain the temperature for you. So it will regulate the water. There's some special shower faucets that works extremely well. So the technology of faucets is actually really improving to be able to set your temperature better than in the past. The most common type of distance between the cold water and for kitchen sinks is 8 inches. For bathroom sinks, it's usually 4 inches. However, more expensive faucets are usually 8 inches apart. So you have to make sure that your sink can take either a 4 or 8-inch faucet. So basically, based on the holes that you have there, you will get a faucet to fit it. Or you buy everything at one time and make sure that they are the center of the faucet is either 8 inches or 4 inches. So for kitchen sinks, it could be an 8-inch if you got a double handle. However, you can find faucets that only have one hole, and just using a knob. So just make sure that you know what you're buying before you get it. So this is a combination shower and bath fitting control, both for the shower faucet, for a faucet and the shower head. A diverter device is used. It is located in the spigot or the spout that sends the water to the shower head. So you can open or close it to allow either come from the handheld device or from the shower head. And again, many times for new bathrooms that have showers, it is a single-handed device that you will use. So the flexible water lines, again, allow you um, to raise and lower or turn the shower head at any direction. Um, this anti-scalding valve, that's what I say you'll be able to control the temperature. And basically, you set this to allow the water to if very hot water hits it, it will start to regulate it to allow cold water to go through to keep you from scalding yourself. You've probably seen this before in old houses. If someone came in and turned something on in the house, all of a sudden the water gets extremely hot while you're in the shower. Somebody flushed the toilet in another room, or you notice that the water temperature would change. But they do have faucets that actually will maintain that temperature to keep, or it's a device that you can add underneath a sink or so forth to be able to control that temperature. Other type of faucets or valves that you can use, we call silcots. Silcots are usually used outdoors. It's designed for hose fittings. It's used for laundry tubs where you connect your washer to for your hot water and cold water lines. It uses a hose fitting, and so these hose bibs are designed. Now, again, you may find a hose bib that actually have anti-siphoning device that is part of it, and that is to keep water from what you're working on to getting back into the potable water system. So you can find, again, faucets, utility faucets that design for different purposes. In commercial applications, hole bibs are often specified frost-resistant wall hydrants. They make them for residential too, so it's not just commercial. But for sure, for commercial applications, this particular one will have a key. It's a square head key that you slide here to turn the water on and off, but it will drain it out and close it back. So it has an extension piece inside of the wall that goes back between 10 to 12 inches. It's just in case if it gets extremely cold outside, the temperature will not cause that valve to freeze with water in it and crack the pipe. So it has an extended seat in it that goes back again between 14, 12, 10 inches inside of the room instead of at the valve itself. And so in houses, it's actually installed also, so that hose bib do not freeze in low temperatures outdoors. Now, this is a waterproof hydrant. A lot of times you find this on farms and remote locations that is outdoors. Sometimes gas stations will have something like this that's outdoors. And this pipe goes below the frost line underground and is designed to allow water to come out even during the winter time without freezing. It would drain back. So a waterproof yard hydrant is used to provide water access beyond the walls of the building. This may be needed in agriculture applications. So if you got a well outside and things like that, it can be able to still get water without causing it to freeze. In commercial sinks, there's utility faucets, and you can find all different types, with sprayers, with no sprayers, with commercial duty faucets with hot and cold valves on it, and it's designed to let a lot of water come out quickly, because these will not have what you call the water conservation fittings on it or restrictors, because in a restaurant you need water and you need it right now. So you will be able to fill up a very large sink in minutes instead of using one of those water conservation type of faucets. So commercial faucets are for utility use, like in kitchens, are designed with full flow. Alrighty, we talked about anti-scald valve is an automatic valve connected to both the cold and hot water, and it supplies that used a sensor to adjust the temperature of hot water to ensure that it does not exceed the specific temperature that the fixture is designed to operate at. A bib is a faucet with an outlet at the downward angle, generally used for utility or hose connections on a outside of the building. It usually is at an angle pointing downward to keep things from getting inside of it. A diverter is a device that redirects the flow of water, as in a combination shower or a bath fitting. When the diverter is engaged, water flow through the shower head instead through the spigot. A seat washer is a flexible, compressible disc. It's usually made out of rubber, and it's found in compression type of faucets. Disc or valve disc is in most compression valve fixtures the enlarged end of the valve stem that carries the support and the seat washer to carry the leak tight seal when the valve is shut. So basically, it is the base of that stem that holds that washer in place. If that ever cracks or go bad, usually it's time to replace the whole faucet. Usually these type faucets last for years, and you can still buy replacement parts for old faucets because it was so common back in the day to repair them. And old houses that still have them, it can be rebuilt to bring it back to new standards. Valve seat is a circular or conical surface milled into the internal of the valve against the valve disc or the washer bears to shut off the water flow through the valve. The valve stem is part of the faucet or the valve that connects the faucet handle or the hand wheel to the valve disc inside of the valve body. It permits controlling the flow of water through the valve when the handle is turned. All right, you got a few questions. The type of faucets designed to stop the flow of water by pressing a seat washer between the valve disc and the valve seat is called a blank. Is it a valve faucet, rotating bell faucet, cylinder faucet, or compression faucet? That would be the compression faucet. So the compression faucet uses the seat and the washer under pressure by turning the knob to stop water from flowing. In a combination shower and bath fitting, the device located in the spigot or the spout that sends the water to the shower head is called a blank. It's a diverter, divider, fixture, riser, or water line. And it is the diverter. There are two types of water outlet ends for sills cocks and bibs, and plain and blank. There are two types of water outlet ends for sill cocks and bibs. The plain and blank is a hose, flange, flat, or angle. It's hose. So plain and hose. So in other words, it's designed to screw a hose to that type of fixture.